dumb. What's up, guys? We're back with the interview with Sensei, I.W.S. Thanks for staying tuned. We're going to keep these episodes coming and keeping you guys on your heels.
Well informed.
Because what we hit you with is going to knock you off balance.
We've been a little controversial as of late. And I will accept... We had to do this thing where... Well, first let's introduce Anthony.
All right. Who's this guy?
Yeah, who is that guy?
Who's this guy? Who are you?
Anthony Rodriguez.
And what is your rank with the dojo?
I'm currently a Yonkyo.
And you began training with me...
2002.
2002.
3.
And
one of those.
Your favorite technique is?
How about like a favorite principle?
Okay, okay, principle works. That's fine.
A favorite principle.
That's fine.
I guess I would have to go with Koshi Kudanki. Breaking the midsection.
Breaking the midsection.
Yeah,
That's a good principle.
Some video in there of that.
Good Aiki principle. Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Good jiu-jitsu principle.
You guys will see more of Tony, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Anthony. So,
Anthony, yes.
where were we? Were we starting a tangent?
Controversial. We've been very controversial with these episodes.
Right, so because of the controversy, we had to implement that YouTube thing where you don't accept the comment until it's reviewed.
Oh, yeah. Had to do it.
Had to do it. Only because people are spinning such bullcrap. Like, just throwing it out. It was just like, just bullcrap. They're just lying.
I don't know how the YouTube thing...
Okay, so you make a comment under the YouTube post, right? Normally, we just left it open. We're like, yeah, comment whatever you want.
Right.
But we had to change that, and half the time it doesn't work. Half the time people just make comments anyway, and it shows up. But what happens is when you make a YouTube video, you can allow people to make comments, or you can monitor their comments prior to them being able to post them. They write something, they hit post, and then it goes under review. Now, it's been standing order, and this is what we're going to keep. If you bullcrap and spit out 90% lies, but if you have 10% truth, we will still allow it. That's more than fair.
I think that is.
That is more than fair.
We need a good balance.
That's like
What are they
incredibly... Well,
You
there's
talking
one
about
guy...
like comments that they leave underneath the
video.
Yeah.
So the last video on the MMA argument that we had,
Yeah.
this one guy's like, I happen to know that you've never been in a fight, which is bullcrap. I've been in lots of fights, and you don't know anything about fighting. Well, I did spend 30 years in martial arts, but whatever. And then and then he goes, and MMA is the greatest of all martial arts techniques, and he's like going off, and then he goes, and I'm like looking for that 10%, like. Just give me that 10% truth, and I will post all of your lies. I really will. But if it's just a total smear, campaign, I just can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. It's nonsense, you know. And mermaids are real, and you know,
Mermaids are real.
They're just off the wall nonsense.
So it
would have been like, who are you?
You fill the envelope with like 90% bullshit, but if the stamp is authentic, we will mail it.
That's it. That's it.
We don't care what you're mailing, but if the stamp is official,
that's it. We will send it.
Deliver it.
Send it. Why not? Why not? I'm not interested in censorship. I'm not.
No, it actually is entertaining. Yes.
Yeah. I'm all about it. I'm not interested in censorship. It's just that like when it's that thick,
right,
to where there's like just filling your plate with bones and there's no meat.
Yeah. So
I don't want to eat that.
Right. So we're filtering your comments now, guys. We love your comments. Continue to comment.
Yeah.
If you hate us, let us know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Fine.
I'm not being
hated. Let us know. Yeah. You know, we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep these things coming, man. We're going to keep it coming. So staying with the topic of controversy. You know, we have these martial artists that wake up in the morning. And they just want to throw on a black belt, you know.
Now I think I might have spoken previous interview with Sensei, but there's a guy on Main Street makes no qualms about it.
Wait, Main Street here?
Oh, I remember.
Get out of town. Main Street, Helena?
No qualms about it. He visited our school when we had a school on Main Street. I guess 5 years ago.
Oh yeah. The
and
first Town Dojo, yeah.
Yeah, and he says he comes over to me. He's like, yeah, I teach MMA. I was like, oh, okay. I go, what are you ranked? He goes, oh, I'm a black belt. I was like, oh, who did you learn under? I didn't learn under anybody. I was like, well, how'd you get a black belt? And he goes, I bought it. I was like, wait, what? Like, we all joke around about that. As martial artists.
I wish I was there.
As martial artists.
I was there.
As martial artists, we joke around about that, like, there are these people. And they're almost like leprechauns. Like, nobody's actually seen them. We just know that they're out there.
Should be illegal.
This guy actually walked in.
It exists. You know?
Should be illegal.
You people are real?
Exactly. Exactly. It was like, wow. And he literally told me, he was like, he wasn't even hiding it. He didn't even like make up some, like, well, he was Asian, but he died. But, you know, that's usually what you get.
Right.
But it wasn't like that. It was, I bought it. I ordered it online. It came in the mail. I put it on.
Well, he was honest at least.
And I said, well, where do you get your training from? He says, I watch MMA on TV. And I am subscribed. He goes, I have MMA magazine come to the gym.
That's probably illegal because he doesn't have any certificates or anything that is licensed to teach anything.
It would be nice if it were illegal, but
It should be.
no. You know what's strange?
Fraudulent claims.
You know what's strange, but it's just the way it is. Like to be a licensed contractor, right? Right?
Yeah.
To work on homes, you go down, you pay your $15 to $30, and now you're a licensed contractor.
I'm saying it should.
Isn't that weird?
Well, it should be illegal for you to just put on a black belt and say you're a teacher one day without any prior training, no certificates or anything.
As a martial arts teacher,
But to use it for your own gain, though.
I agree.
It should be illegal.
It should.
Because it's illegal. It's illegal for because you get some of these guys, outside of martial arts, you get some of these guys walking around in military uniforms,
Right.
like wearing like Bronze Stars and Purple Hearts and this and that, and they didn't even earn it. Now it's illegal for you to wear something like that and gain benefits from it.
Right. What do they call that?
Now you could stolen valor.
Stolen
Now you could go. Because I looked it up, it's not illegal for you to just like wear a uniform and then walk around in it and walk around and just act like a. It's not illegal. It's only illegal if you use it to gain benefits, like from the VA or something. If you forge documents.
Okay.
But then again, so there's that side of people, and then there's the other side that they just want attention. You ask them for a DD-214, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't have it." DD-214 is like what every service member gets when they're discharged. It's like gold when you get it. You're like make like 12 copies and you keep them.
Why?
The DD-214 is your discharge papers, and it has
Made you
how many years you. Yeah, pretty much.
But it also shows your history of what you've done.
Yep, it has all of your rewards, where you were stationed at, how long you did, how long you were in the military. So that proves everything.
Of who you are in the military.
Yeah, it proves everything. So when these guys are confronted,
Yeah.
it's like, well, let me see your DD-214.
Huh.
And then they make up all these excuses.
So
like,
what?
I don't
So
have it.
So that should just prove it right there, then. So that's.
Yeah, and then they make up stories, and then the people.
Because there's a couple of martial artists. There's actually quite a few martial artists that have supposed falsified military backgrounds. Like, I was a Navy SEAL, I was this, I was that. A lot of people say these things, and then there's like debate over it. So really, it's just produce that paper, right?
Yes.
DD-214.
If they make claims like that, tell them to produce a DD-214, and if they can't produce it, then it's like, what's wrong with you? Every service member should have that.
What if you're Special Forces? You still get it.
You get it.
What if you
Everyone has it.
What
You
if
can
you're
go to the
CIA?
VA.
What if you're like CIA?
I don't know about CIA.
That's not military, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
if it's like a branch.
Only if it's a branch of the military. What if you're like Black Ops? Do you get that?
What, in the military? Yeah.
Okay.
When you get discharged from the military, you are given.
See, I don't know this stuff. This is why you got to have more people on the show.
So just for you guys to know, Anthony was in the service,
and then there's other,
and so was Brian.
and so was I.
Brian was a Marine, and Anthony was a Navyman.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they call you?
Sailor.
Sailor.
Yeah. Yeah. Seaman. Okay, sorry.
But I mean, that document.
Sorry,
proves it. That document proves it.
DD-214.
But
Yeah. Now, if you look at my,
isn't the Marine Corps seamen? Aren't
yes,
you?
we are a branch
part
of the Navy. Yes,
Yeah.
but
you guys don't like to admit it.
right? But we beef. Okay, Navy and Marines beef because Marines are basically taxied, or the Navy is the taxi of the Marine Corps. We need to go to Afghanistan, and Navy takes us there.
That's good.
You know what I mean? So there are taxis.
Oh,
That's
so
how
you-
we used
so
to
you-
talk.
Sometimes you guys fly out.
You know, we'll tip them. We'll tip them. Thanks for the ride. We get off and take care of business.
Oh, like you guys are the real military.
Well,
and they're
I didn't
second.
say that, but,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's the ongoing beef.
Okay.
You know, stay on the ship. We'll go take care of things.
And then what's the Navy side of that?
There is no Navy side of that. They wait for us to get back in the taxi.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Navy
we're
guys out there
we're all
with
limping and
Marines.
bloody and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how about a Navy corpsman?
Okay, but touche. All right,
Yeah,
but still,
exactly.
there's more Navy.
Seabees.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not in the trenches. It's okay. In any case, I can't talk because I got kicked out of the Marine Corps. You look at my DD-214, it says fraudulent enlistment. It sucks, but that's what happened.
What are you telling
honest.
the freaking public for that?
Well, because we need some more. We need some more.
Well, it's funny
We need
'cause
more
you-
trolls. We need more trolls.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's funny because you see like these fakes when they go out and wear their uniforms, they don't know anything about
And
where
see-
anything should be.
And see, that's the thing with me.
Like I saw a video with this guy wearing his medals and they were all jumbled together, and he
Yeah.
just had
See,
everything all
I never
over the
got any
place.
medals.
and then
I would never
the
fly.
flag was like backwards.
But
and-
I don't even call myself a vet.
But see-
They're the ones that are telling me I'm a veteran. They're sending me paperwork in the mail saying you're a veteran, you can get this. And I'm like, dude, I
That's
didn't
nice.
even go overseas. Like, you know what I mean? But
this
is
is
what
what
it
Hey,
is.
if the government says you're a vet,
I know.
you're a vet.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, but this guy has put in more time than I have.
Right.
You know, my dad put in more time than I have. All my family members are Marines, and they've all put in more time. But they said I can go back. I might go back. I might. If I get bored of the civilian life, but I like the civilian life. You're not told what to do. You don't have to kill people. It's awesome.
So kind of speaking off of what Anthony's saying about putting their insignia everywhere and putting their medals everywhere, not knowing where things go. That happens in the martial arts world all the time.
Yes,
all the
it
time.
does.
All the time. And I mean, guys not tying their belts right. But see, the one big thing in the United States is that this is what I hear all the time. Is when I talk to people, I'm like, okay, well, why did you tie your belt like that? That's the way we do it. Well, no. There is a right way and there's a wrong way.
Yeah.
No, that's our way. And when someone says that's our way to do it, it's hard to say, no, you're wrong. because there was a standard, and that standard for many of us is upheld. And then for a lot of us, it's just not. For a lot of martial artists, it's just not. And the sad thing is that the legitimate martial artists are trying to play this game with themselves where they don't want to have this false pride, they don't want to have this large ego, so they just like accept everybody. Like, well, you don't wear your uniform right, and you're kind of stupid, but yeah, you're a grandmaster. like if you want to
No
call
dice.
yourself a grandmaster, that's cool.
No dice.
And I've heard this many times. Well, one guy was like, I'm a grandmaster because I invented my own style. Really? I mean, I know that's what people do, but that's not how I got my rank. I didn't invent my own style and then boom, I was promoted to Soke. That doesn't happen.
Right.
That's not how it happened for me. But I get it. I get that people do that all the time. I get it. It's just strange. What about standards? What about upholding standards? This is just me. The problem with it is that you're taking all that hard work. Most people will work hard till 3rd degree black belt maybe. You're taking all that hard work, and then when you slap a grandmaster sticker on it, what does it look like? It kind of invalidates the time you did put in. It invalidates,
does.
you know?
Yeah, that title is awful.
Like you did a good job up until now, and then what happened? And it's that same thing with. I mean, I've heard of groups, promoting guys to 11th degree, 12th degree, 13th degree black belt. That's another issue that I have. It's like there was a standard.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have so much information? Is your curriculum so vast that you need 15 degrees, 20 degrees of black belt? Is that how big your curriculum is? Now, this isn't fake, guys. There's one of the largest martial arts organizations in the world promotes their people to 20th degree black belt. It only goes up to 10, boys.
Exactly. And to go deeper with that, it's also, I'll use this example. I saw a video. This guy was confronted. It was at a college. He was wearing an Army uniform. He had, I kind of laughed a little bit because he had 101st patch on, and it said EOD on it. I was immediately like, EOD, 101st is not an EOD unit, it's an airborne unit. EOD stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal.
Oh, okay.
So they're like the bomb squad, not airborne. So
that would be kind of hard to dispose.
So what these guys
bomb in air,
right?
So what these guys, what these guys don't.
Where are we gonna put this thing? Roll down the window. Sorry.
What happens is when these guys put these patches on, they don't understand the depth of that meaning of that. So they're, in other words, they're putting on that patch, not knowing what that means. Mm-hmm. So it's just a piece of fabric at that point because it's
just like it looks
they
good.
didn't do anything, they didn't earn it or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Just kind of how we're like when we wear our patches. Mm-hmm. Like if some guy came off the street and just decided that he was going to wear the patch, it's like you didn't earn it, you didn't. Like we don't even know you. So it's like I would be mad if I just saw some random guy wearing our patch. Like like you don't understand the depth of that.
It's so true, and that kind of brings me to something else. And I don't want to. I'm going to piss off a lot of people here, but this is not the Boy Scouts. Why is it that people wear all these patches? I just don't get it. Like I met one
dangling
guy,
over here, dangling over there.
I met one guy. He was like the patch king. Like he must have been at home just sewing all day. His gi was mostly patches, and I was like, what? And I'm looking, and it's like every weapon he ever learned, he got a patch for, and it just reminded me of the Boy Scouts. It's like tofa, right? And then it was like nunchaku, you know. Bow staff, which I think is hilarious. Bow staff.
Did he wear a belt?
Bow means staff, but whatever.
Bow staff.
It's a staff.
It's a staff.
In case you didn't get it the first time.
Yeah,
it's staff.
It's staff. Yeah, you should have it in kanji and romaji and in English. Let's get it in Mexican. Why not? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you putting it in whatever? Anyways, patches just everywhere.
You should make something like that.
Littered with. I mean,
You
really,
make a patch gi.
well, you should wear a Boy Scout sash to put all your patches on. I mean, that's what I did when I was in the Boy Scouts. You wore a sash.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, they're covering their gi with it. It's just weird. It's just weird trends. Like, that doesn't impress. The more patches you have on your gi doesn't impress me. This is what I like. I like one patch. I understand that some guys represent more than one school, you know? They remember this school and they remember that school. So, they'll wear the patch here and they'll often wear a patch on their sleeve. Or there's an American thing now. This is like a new thing that they're trying to start a standard. And I get that when you want to create a standard. The standard is you have your dojo patch here and you have your organizational patch here. The organization may be many dojo or are organized under a kai,
like a kai, yeah.
or some type of a group, you know, a con. I get that. That makes sense to me. That wasn't done before, but who says we can't start a new trend? Who says we can't start a new standard? Like the whole belt on top of the Hakama thing.
I've seen it under before.
It's a pet peeve of mine. It's weird, you know.
It is weird.
I had a sensei once that told me a belt is not worn with a Hakama. I was like, right. I get that. He goes, you wear the kesa, you wear the Hakama. I get it. Gotcha. Another sensei says, the belt wasn't traditionally worn with the Hakama, but now we wear it on top of the Hakama. It's like, why? Well, because if you're wearing a Hakama, your rank is not displayed, so nobody knows what your rank is. And well, if you want to display your rank, don't wear your Hakama, wear your pants. But that's crazy. But whatever.
Yeah.
You know. But then I met another sensei and he was a big influence on my life. And this is what he says to me. He says, "The Hakama looks strange with a belt on top of it, so we're going to put the belt underneath it."
I've seen it underneath.
Okay. All right. What's the point of it? Well, through this, there's a sleeve on the side.
Yeah.
It's open, and you can see the belt through the side sleeve. Like, all right. The one guy said to me, one sensei said to me, "When you're wearing a belt underneath your Hakama, everyone wears their belt with the knot in the front, but that looks kind of strange
Oh no.
because you have a bulge there."
No.
So he suggested that you turn the belt
oh
around
God, I knew it was
the back.
Oh,
So now you have a
You have
knot,
a knot in the
sticking out the
you got
back,
a little tail.
which he felt was perfect because the I can't remember the back. We got to find it and put it on the bottom of the screen. The back piece to the Hakama, the support,
right, the flat part.
the flat part, that he used to sit on top of the Masuya, on top of the belt knot.
Ow.
Why or how?
I said ow.
Oh, ow. Yeah.
Wait, the flat part on top of the knot?
Of the knot.
Wow.
Like it would rest. It would rest on top.
It would. I mean, if
you would still see this like protruding thing that looked like you had a bad day sitting on some rocks or something.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that flat part originally there so you could take hits to the spine?
Yeah, that's not true.
Really?
No.
Damn.
It was just support. It was support.
Because I always thought like an Irinage and then taking a hit to the spine and then like
It's good thoughts, but
no damage.
it wasn't padding.
That's what I always thought.
The Hakama originated as samurai underwear. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But the Hakama was underwear for the samurai. It was referred to as Joba Hakama. There were different types of Hakama. One was like a dress, more like a kilt, and the one that you see Aikido practitioners, and most people wear it today, is a two-legged Hakama called Joba Hakama, and that was samurai underwear. The Yoroi, the samurai armor, was worn over top of it. Aikido makes a distinction. They have a standard in their martial art where you don't wear a Hakama until you attain black belt. They're the only ones that do that. That has started to filter into Aikido-Jiu-Jitsu groups, some groups. They won't allow their guys to wear a Hakama until they attain black belt. I just think that's funny because it's underwear. You're not allowed to wear underwear until you're a black belt. Like, not to make fun or anything.
Wait,
it's
then
just,
you can't even wear the black belt with the Hakama anyway. So what's the point?
Right, you can't wear a black belt with a Hakama unless you're a modern practitioner. Almost everybody throws it. That's the new standard. Now, I'm not trying to get in the way of the new standards and say everything needs to be old school because I'm old school. Everything needs to stay old school. I just like saying there is a traditional way of doing things, and if you would like
It was like that for a reason.
it was like that. It was, and don't judge me for doing it what I consider the right way, the traditional way. And when it's time for you to create a new standard, standards are created in groups. Everybody has to know about your new standard. One guy I saw had the weirdest thing in the world. He tied his belt knot like a tie. And he was like, "It's more formal that way." I was like, "It's just weird, dude. It's just weird." It's not formal, it's weird. Like he was tying like a necktie for his belt. It's just weird. Another guy I met, he took his belt and he looped it behind himself and then crossed it like this so that it was pulling against itself and then pulled it back around and tied it off. So his belt is like doing all kinds of loops and stuff, and then when it gets to the back, it's linked like this. It was the weirdest thing ever. They're doing this to stand out, to be distinctive, but here's the thing. It's a uniform.
Right, it's not.
Just real quick.
There's
A uniform is supposed to be uniform.
yes, exactly.
I'm just telling you, so if you put our system that puts the patch on the shoulder, that's not uniform. That's not a uniform. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but like our belts go around our necks. That's how we wear them. That's weird, and that's not uniform.
My pet peeve was always the person's name on their belt.
That's just in case you forget your name.
I had a conversation with a guy.
You have so much knowledge up there that old knowledge gets pushed out. So you can't be expected to remember everything.
I had a conversation with a guy that it was like a back and forth thing because I told him I didn't like the name on the belt thing.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you have embroidered belts. And I was like, well, here's the difference.
That represents.
Exactly. My name is not on it, so it's not an exclusive thing. It's not about me. It says Godai Shindojo Neiji Gekkenro.
Right.
Like it's about the Ru.
Right.
So it's not like an individual thing. Because I see a lot in martial arts, it's always about the individual and like modern day martial arts. And it's never really about the whole.
That's right. It's true.
And then it turns into obnoxious like patch.
Ego-driven thing.
Yeah.
I think
Key with thousands of patches on it.
It's true. Now here's a little thing that I want you guys to do, all your fans out there. When you see a guy, this is something that I do. I just think it's hilarious. I do it all the time. I count the patches on a guy, right? And after I count the patches or embroidered insignia, because some people just have like tons of stuff written on themselves, count them up, right? Then ask the man his title. I've never met a man who doesn't have more titles than he does patches. It happens all the time. And they're usually equivalent. Usually it's like 1 or 2 off. Like he's got 4 patches, so he's gonna have 5 titles.
What was the worst one you've run into?
Oh man. I can't say it because everybody knows who he is.
Who cares about him?
I'll say the second one.
Okay.
The second greatest one was Guru Hanshi. I'm not going to remember all of them. Guru Hanshi Soke, which I think is awesome. Guru Hanshi Soke Shihan, which I think is awesome because Hanshi and Shihan are 2 separate titles. One wouldn't use one if they had the other, and they wouldn't use either if they had the Soke title. But whatever. Oh, I like it when they also have titles that are in Japanese, but they need to mention the English translation, and they consider it a different title. He was one that did this. It was Guru. Guru just means teacher in Filipino martial arts. In the Philippines. I mean, you could be, just mean teacher. Guru, Hanshi, Soke, Shihan, Grandmaster, Master. I don't think he was a Grandmaster, Master. I don't remember. But there was another Master title.
He kept all of his old titles.
Yeah. And then there was a couple more. There was
Doctor.
Professor.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Professor
was in there for sure. I'm trying to think of who else. I know Jamie L.V.W.A used to love this guy's title, and he used to laugh hysterically. And he's gonna be like, Dave, you don't remember? But he used to tell me this guy all the time. Don't you remember? And he would rattle off all the titles real quick, and I'd laugh so hard. But I bet you that guy had a lot of patches.
Godmaster.
Godmaster. Those are the Koreans. Those guys.
Godmaster?
Grand Soke.
Yeah. Grand Soke.
They now think they're equivalent with God now.
What?
No, that's real. That seems fake and made up, but that's
Grand Soke.
But Grand Soke is crazy too. But the Godmaster is actually nice. This guy, on his website, we should try to look it up and put it on there. Just so you guys could visit the fun website. It was, I am a god, as was the god before me.
Oh.
That's what he claimed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Godmaster.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
That's hot air balloon head.
See, Grandmaster's down here. Great Grandmaster. No.
Triple Grandmaster.
Godmaster. Is there no bigger than that, right?
I don't know.
Godmaster.
multi.
I'm sure someone
Multiverse.
Master God.
Someone will think of something.
I'm sure.
Oh, this is horrible.
God.
What is this world?
That's when organizations start turning into cults.
And I bet you that guy's martial arts sucks, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
The guy with the biggest names, biggest titles suck.
And they're spending so much time on their ego, they didn't get a chance to get on the mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Some of those videos that you had to use to make us watch when we were kids.
Yeah.
We used to laugh our ass off.
Yeah. Well, that was important. I felt. Look at this man. Look at what
Guys,
he's
watch
claiming.
this.
That was
I
part
wasted money on this.
I wasted money on this.
So you would show. Now wait, when did you
the
start?
10 black belt volumes.
Oh,
that
man.
How old were you when you started?
Yeah. Well, listen. Somebody says to me, this was the claim. Somebody says, I can take you from white belt all the way to black belt in my system. Now, I had a legitimate school that I trained with. I had a legitimate ranking, But who is so close-minded that they wouldn't buy for what? For a couple $100, a series of videos where they're going to tell you everything they know about martial arts. That's pretty friggin' sweet. I was like, really? I give you a couple $100, which is nothing compared to martial arts lessons. I'd be crazy not to do this. That's what I thought. So this is what I do. I would take money, put it aside from every paycheck. I would shell out hundreds of dollars, and I would get these videos in the mail, and I'd go, oh gosh, what the hell is this? But so that no one would make the same mistakes I did, I was like, watch this, guys. So like between classes, before class, after class, I would like put these videos on and go, appreciate what you're learning.
I had some favorites.
Look at what this guy's doing. I bought everything I could, just to look at it, just to see what the heck is this guy doing. I'll buy his video, everything.
So you would show the kids the videos after class, before class, and show them.
Be thankful.
The crap movie nights on weekends and stuff. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, there was some piss poor martial arts in there.
Maybe we should bring that back. Why? I don't remember.
It kind of faded out because YouTube came out, so we're always on their pages now putting videos.
Oh, okay, right.
So it just went into a different form.
Right.
Guys, look at this. Guys, look at that.
But we should get together and watch crappy martial arts.
Like, we used to have nights when
we usually sit and watch pretty good stuff. Like, hey, did you see this guy doing this and this, that? We need to bring back, what's the one we used to do where we critique of the week. Now see, and sorry guys out there, the fans that are waiting to see another critique of the week, we're working on that.
Well, there was a number of things, and we're gonna bring back a lot.
We accumulated a lot of haters from doing that, but we don't mind it. We just had to learn how to combat them. And now that we learned how to combat them with changing the comment thing.
The problem is that are we in martial arts? Are we doing this show so that we can get everybody to hate us? That's not the plan. The plan behind Critique of the Week was to say why we don't appreciate what we're looking at. And Brian would make some jokes to keep everybody smiling and happy, but the truth of it was, like, we wanted to say, okay, well, this I don't agree with, and this is why. This I do agree with. They're maybe getting a bad name, but this is why I agree with them. Look at what they're doing. There's a lot of good ideas there. Mm-hmm. The problem was that, man. You know what though? We stopped because of one guy's comment. One guy said, he goes, "Come on, guys, you're better than that, right?"
Yeah, it made us feel bad. It made us feel bad for that.
Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what? And that comment...
We're better than the guy in the video? Is that what you're saying?
knocking other martial artists. But it's not knocking. We're just saying we like some things about them and we don't like some things about them.
One thing that I always said was I will never judge a book by its cover. I'll never judge somebody just because they put out a lousy video. Maybe they were off their game. I don't know. Maybe they were doing something strict from kata, and they just want to show what some ancient ideas, and that's not how they would really move in a fight. There's lots of excuses for things. So my big thing, and you guys know this, was meet them, train with them, get a full experience, get that experience firsthand, and that's why we started Taikai. And we had Taikai for years and years, since 2002. And this last year was the first year we didn't do it.
We're going to bring it back.
Yeah, we're going to bring it back next year. So, where we invite everybody from all different organizations out, we look at their stuff, we evaluate it, and we get a feel for it, hands-on feel for it, instead of looking at a movie and judging someone. The problem with that is I got a hands-on feel for a lot of people that I appreciated and a lot of people I didn't appreciate. But after you meet the guy and you shake his hand, and he comes all the way from a different country, right, to visit you and to train with you and to offer his stuff, do you really want to bash him? No, I'm not that kind of a jerk. So it's not going to make for very entertaining stuff, because I don't want to critique that guy, because he spent his time, he spent his money, he was man enough to come out and show it. I would love to critique all those internet trolls that won't show their stuff.
Yeah, but they're not going to show up.
They won't show up.
Right, because they just all talk.
Right. So the issue that I have is, like, if you're a man, I don't have a problem with you. You could be doing nonsense, but if you're a man, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you
Yeah,
demonstrating.
at least you had the balls to show up.
Yeah.
You always said to us when we were kids that it doesn't matter what you're training in, it's better than being a couch potato.
Right.
I remember you saying that.
Right. I don't know about me saying it doesn't matter what you're training in.
Okay, I might have misquoted you on that, but basically the idea you were trying to get at, because you were like, I'm not trying to bash these guys.
Right.
I want you to appreciate what you have.
Right.
And at least these other guys aren't lazy. They're
right. They're not on the couch.
Yeah, they're active. They're doing something.
Right. And they believe in what they're doing.
Some type of training is better than no training.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's the guys that don't train a day in their lives that talk about martial arts and they try to get one up on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, how long have you trained?
That makes me want to address something that I've always hated and despised. I know this isn't really... I don't even know how to name this interview with Sensei because we're going off a billion tangents. It's going to be called Billion Tangents.
Yeah.
But one thing that I absolutely despise in martial arts, and I know you guys have a good heart and you're saying it, I just utterly disagree. Okay? I cannot disagree anymore. It enthralls me. When everybody says, well, that's, they'll agree with me, and then they'll say, well, that's what I always say. As if I'm saying this, and I've never said this. It doesn't matter which martial art you train in. It's about the individual. It's about how well he does. Now, here's the thing. It is about the individual. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can put gems on the table. But if that guy doesn't work his ass off and train and become the art, then yes, he is going to suck. And I've said that before.
Those gems don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything. You've got to live it. There's got to be an in and a yo. But here's the thing.
Application.
There has to be. But here's the thing. If you got a crappy art, can you turn it into something? A little bit. I have seen it. It's very rare, but I have seen students that are better than their teachers. That's sad because they had an opportunity to go so much further, and they were really stopped by their instructors because their instructors don't really know what they're talking about, and the student is like hardcore training, doing everything he can. He's really going, and I feel bad because they just fly through, and then they're stuck. They can't go any further. They're just walls, and the person who's supposed to set them free from the walls, the teacher, he is the wall. And that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Then it becomes loyalty. I'm not talking about anybody in particular because I just thought of something. But but what I'm really saying is that's a bummer. But it is about the art. A lot of people say it's not. A lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter if you train karate, aikido, Muay Thai. It's both, guys. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both. So, I mean, if it's not about the art, listen, I've lived it, okay? We went to paintball that one year, remember? Where we went up against pros. We were just talking about this not too long ago. Now here's the thing. These guys could outshoot us 2 by 2, okay? So we can we can shoot this far, they can shoot this far, okay? They can shoot us before we can see them. Our masks are all fogged up. We can't see what's in front of our faces.
Theirs were like the best top line.
Our shot goes like this and goes like this when we're shooting, right? Yeah. And we had a better chance of trying to lob them at there's no way that we could hit them.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that technology doesn't matter, really, then New Guinea should be able to take the U.S. It's just not going to happen.
It's about adding on what you can. Add on.
It's about conquering, attaining. It's about what's in your repertoire. Yeah, and attain more and grab more. And do you think I stopped learning? Oh my gosh, I'm constantly trying to learn about guns. I'm constantly trying to learn about firearms. Do anything I can to attain more and to grow with my knowledge. I'm not the guy that says, and I've never been, and that's why I bought those stupid videotapes and wasted hundreds of dollars. But I was justified it. Not that you want to justify things. I was justified it by saying it wasn't a waste. It was a learning experience. Now I know what they do, and I'm very happy that I don't do it. Is there anything that can be gleaned by this person's training? Are they doing anything right? And in some cases, it's really helped me forge this true understanding.
Oh, it keeps you on track, that's for sure.
That it is about the art. It is. You can't, the guy that's chipping away stone to make his his David, his Michelangelo's David, right? He's chipping away stone. He needs good stone to work with. That's all I'm saying. And the guy who says it doesn't matter which kind of martial art you're working with, come on, man, come on. Then you train in Taibo, and I'll put you up against any.
You could be the most awesome person ever.
Yeah, you could be the greatest Taibo practitioner, but nah, man, no. No offense to Taibo. Okay, great offense to Taibo. Taibo sucks.
I had to do that in.
That's actually.
I had to do that in gym class.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Next topic.
Technique of the week.
It's here. This one. Boom. When this comes in here, what Tony was saying is, why don't you come through here and lock them against here, which I like. And if the the car door is going to be closed, so you're going to get his face up against the glass. What I suggest is turning the pinky into the air. So if he's here, right, we're going to rotate that pinky into the air. That's going to point his elbow up, and then I'll be able to clear the seat cushion. Once that happens, then I can pull back on it. When I pull back on it, I want to grip the thumb and draw it up. The thumb is the key to getting the body in the air. And then I want 2 arms on it, or 2 hands. One hand, here's my other hand. My shoulder acts as a hand. Here. I can loop through here and lock them here, which is okay.
There's no
Ideally, we want to get them underneath here. So I can apply the whole body weight, all my body against them here. If you feel like you want both hands, which we all do, this elbow's coming on top. We'll embrace them with our coal. We'll come here. Switch it again. Draw them in as much as we can with our body. Here. And then we brace them with our coal.
Back of the seat hurts.
You might have to bring your knee up here to get a better lock. You see that lock? That's a nice lock in there. Somewhere here. There's our rewind. Boom! Here. Want to hold it here. Bring it forward so you have some motion with your body. Rotate that. Draw it over. It's going to be hard to clear the seat cushion. That's going to be the hardest part. That's why we really need that rotation so it sends his elbow in the air. So it's here. Boom! Here. Draw him forward with our body. Watch this rotation. Whoop. Here. Over top. From here, we can apply pressure with our shoulder. We're going to draw him forward again, right? This leg can come up. As that arm goes down, this arm goes over top. And we got a serious lock. And we're driving. We got it?
Nice.
We can try that. Yeah, let's try that. Watch me.
And this is Fire Stories, I.W.S. with Anthony.
All right, so we tell all the personal stories at this point.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Anthony? Enlighten us here.
We need a good fire story.
It's time to share.
Hit us with it.
Yeah. It's nothing you don't know already.
I could tell his stories for him.
I guess there was one in when I was in the Navy, when I was still in A school. It was with it was a fight with one of my roommates. I got in lot of trouble for it, by the way. I was Article 15, which is NJP, non-judicial punishment. That shit sucked. But me and the guy never got along. We were in the same division together for boot camp, and then after boot camp, we ended up being in the same rate together, which was like the same rate as in like training for what your job's gonna be. So we went to the same A school together.
Like MOS.
So of course, like the Army calls it like MOS and shit. So basically, of of course, we ended up in the same barracks, and we ended up in the same berthing, and we were in the same room together. It was like 4 people to a room. So, you know, one night I come back in at like 4 in the morning. I'm 3 sheets in the wind, and I don't remember what I was talking about, but I was talking to my bunkmate about something about a girl or something like that. But I was really loud and obnoxious about it, and then this Asian guy's across the room, and he tells me to shut up. So I walk over there, and then I look at him, and I'm like, I walk over to his bunk, his rack, and I'm like, you get down here, and you make me shut up. So he gets out, and then he stands right in front of me, and immediately in my head, I'm thinking like, all right, we're gonna do this. So I grab him, and I dig my knuckles like into his collarbone, put him up against the window. And then I kind of stopped for a little bit, and then I was like, boom, 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 boom. And then when he was down like this, and I went boom, boom. And then he went, and then
who the hell teaches him this shit?
Yeah, and then he went down. So he went down, and then I like stood there for a little bit, and I was like, I remember saying to myself, man, it's 4 in the morning, I'm tired, and then I just like went on the other side, took my pants off, and went to bed. And then like everybody else in the room is like freaking out. They all ran downstairs, they went and got what are they called? They were called SDCs at the time. What is it? I forget what it stands for. Something Division Commander. I'm gonna have to look that one up. But I think Student Division Commander, that's what it is. Because boot camp, it was RDC, Recruit Division Commander, and then STC. So he goes up and gets him, and then he, so the STC comes up and, you know, brings me downstairs, down to the quarterdeck, and puts me in a room, and he says, like, you know, what happened, this and that, and I was like, I remember thinking, like, I'm so freaking tired, I just want to go to bed. Here, this is what I did. This is it. Can we deal with this later? I'm like, there you go, man. I'm done with this. And he's like, all right. So I got my sleep. I went to bed. And then the MAs come in my room.
I got my sleep.
Yeah.
That's the important part of the story.
Yeah. The MA, because I was done with it by then. I was like,
how bad did you damage the other guy?
He's screwed up.
He kept saying, like, of course it was exaggerated. Like, everybody, like, it went through. The story didn't get around until the MAs came into my room later on in the morning. The MAs, the Master at Arms, it's like the MP equivalent, but in the Navy. He comes up, asks me what happened. I tell him exactly what happened. He goes to the other side of the room, asks the other guy what happened. He goes in the other side. Ask him what happened, comes back to me, tells me to turn around, throws the cuffs on, and then he takes me downstairs, takes me through the quarterdeck, and then like that's when everyone knew about it. And then I got back later on that day, and I remember like taking my time, so you know, because I had to go down. They took me down. They took me down to the brig, and I had to like explain everything. And I'm like, what? I thought I wrote it down on this paper, like.
Like, yeah, you got it over it. Like, it happened. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like,
I
get over it.
Yeah.
I admitted to it.
Yeah, I was like, I'll go see the skipper whenever the skipper wants to see me. So he, like, whatever. And then they're like, all right, you could go back to your barracks now, but go right back to your barracks. And I was like, okay. I didn't go right back to my barracks. I went to the exchange and bought a couple things because I knew. Because I knew what was gonna come. I knew what was gonna come. I was like,
It's great.
I bought a shit ton of items there, and then I went to the galley. Ate I think it was like lunch at the time. I ate lunch there, and I'm like, what else do I need to do? I'm gonna get off base for a little bit.
Wow, so you went off base. Whoa.
And then I went back to my bed.
Yeah, right.
Because that was like that's how you like. I won't get into it.
You do what they want you to do when you're ready.
Because I was in between. I was in between. So you know, my chain of command thought that I was over with the Master at Arms dealing with that.
Right.
And then the Master at Arms just assumed that I was just going to go right back to
Perfect.
the barracks. So I was in
That's
between,
true.
and I'm like,
That's
all
true.
right,
Master
yeah.
Arms is saying, he's afraid of me. He's not gonna fuck up again. But here he goes. Now's my time to shout. What else do I need?
I knew what was gonna come. And then sure enough, like
man, that's bad.
And then like when I got back to the barracks, everyone was like, I can't believe you tried to kill him. You tried to throw him out the window.
You tried to kill him? You tried to throw him out the window?
That's why I said it got exaggerated.
Oh, wow.
Everyone thought that. I was like, no. And I probably dug a serious hole when I said this. I was like, no. Because the chief was standing right there, and I'm like, if I didn't try to throw him out the window. If I wanted to throw him out the window, he would be out the window.
Right. All you wanted to
And
do
then, like,
was
my
make
chief
it
is standing right there, like,
I get that.
like,
No, I
shut
get that.
up, shut up.
I get that.
He's trying to save you.
What he was trying to do, he
Shut
wasn't trying to
up.
throw him out the window. He's trying to make his hot steam breath
So like for a
steam
while,
the window so he can
yeah.
throw heart signs.
So for
his
yeah.
hot breath.
So for the longest time, I was like, when I would walk down the P-ways and stuff, and somebody else is walking on the other end, they'd be like, "Rodriguez is coming! Get away from the windows!
Wow.
Get
That's
away!
awesome though.
Get away!"
There you go. If you're gonna
I'll
make it
check
work.
out the window.
And then like the day came, I went to Captain's Mass, and I'm like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they docked my pay for 2 weeks, and I was on restriction for I think it was only like 30 days.
No,
And
you got off good.
No, but everywhere I
That's what it
went,
sounds
I had to wear like a orange reflective vest that said restricted, and they took my cat card. And then like you had to muster
It's like a
at the
nutsack.
command quarter deck. You gotta go to the command quarter deck and muster there like every 2 hours on weekends and shit in your dress blues.
Oh.
But like, and then like, so they took your cat card. So when you went to the exchange, if you needed to get toiletries or anything like that, someone would go with you, and they would stand at the register with you, making sure you didn't buy anything that wasn't like a necessity.
Right.
But I was good because I knew it was gonna happen, so I went beforehand.
That was smart.
That was smart.
So I was like,
this shit's gonna happen, so I gotta make sure I get everything now.
Yeah, so I was like,
that was smart.
That's funny.
Wow, dude.
yeah, they were pretty mad
Crazy.
about that.
So,
They're like, you never put your hands on another sailor.
5 stories.
So the moral to the story:
Moral of the story is
don't join the Navy unless you want to be in the Navy.
It was so weird too because I talked
solid
to
moral right there.
it was so weird because everybody in the chain of command wanted to talk to me. Like I had to talk to the senior chief, but he was like interrogating me, and I was like, "What are you trying to find out?" I gave you myself on a silver platter because he asked me. He was like, "What time did all this happen?" And then I told him I was like, "It was around 4 a.m." He was like, "You don't remember? You were drunk." And I was like, "Well, why does my story match up with his?"
Right.
And he was like, "You shut up right now. You don't talk about it." I was like, "What are you trying to get me on?" I was like,
Well, he's got.
"What am I lying about?"
He's got to figure if you're admitting to all of this, there's probably a lot more you're not admitting.
That's
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's probably what he was thinking.
Probably some.
I got that
greasy
senior
shit.
chief back though.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Because we ended up at the command I went to after that. We ended up at the same command together.
Next fire story.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.